This is the home and kennels of Midlands-based Andy Johnson. Andy has a select band of open racers who he hopes will more than pay their way in this year's Derby. A former contract trainer at one of the busiest tracks in the country, Andy chose the open race only route for himself and wife Helen. Why?
It's when we was at Monmouth Green. I think we got 20 dogs trialling one day. It was absolutely teeming down with rain, and Helen and myself, we said, "Are you enjoying this?" I says, "No." And that was the beginning of the end of our contract days, really. We decided that we do this as a hobby. It's not a business to us. So we said what we'd try and do was just focus on open racing. And over the last 3 or 4 years, we've tried to build up an open race kennel.
Perhaps the best known of Johnson's runners so far is Hee Haws Barney, who raced in last year's Derby and was a dog with one of the highest profiles in the game at one point.
He came with a big reputation, I think more so because of the cost of him than what he'd actually achieved on the track. A lot of people say, how come you paid €100,000 for him? And the real answer is because Kieran Burke, who we bought him from, is a bloody good dealer, and he wouldn't accept €90,000. So, he was, very fast, but he got a very bad injury at Wimbledon in the second round of the Derby, and albeit that he's come back and showed glimpses of what he can do, he's never really come back to his best.
Hee Haws Barney is back in Ireland now with the Irish Derby as a target. He may have left the Johnson setup, but Andy's staff have 12 other open racers to look after and aim at the big races. As yet, success has eluded Andy in major competition, but like Charlie Lister and Carly Philpott, he favours quality over quantity. Business interests away from greyhound racing have allowed Andy, like Carly and Charlie, to go down the open race path only, but it comes at a cost.
To compete in these big races, you've got to have very fast dogs, and the problem with buying very fast dogs, or what are purported to be very fast dogs, is that they end up racing against very fast dogs, and all of these competitions can only have one winner. So I think you've got to be prepared that you're going to have lots of near misses. But as far as we're concerned, whilst we keep enjoying it, and we are enjoying it at the moment, we'll keep doing it.
But the critics are out there. Are they similar to the people that criticised Chelsea or the previous times Manchester United? They say to those football teams, you're buying success. Is that what you're trying to do?
No, we'd rather get the success without having to pay a lot for the dogs, and we have tried that, but it didn't work. I don't think we're buying success. We're trying to buy dogs to get us that success, but unfortunately they come with quite a hefty price tag as a rule.
So if Charlie Lister's Chelsea and Carly Philpott's Manchester United, what are you?
Millwall. No, I would think that the success that the likes of Charlie and Carly are having is fantastic. We're just sort of trying to build a little team at the moment, and hopefully our time will come.
Many believe Johnson's best chance of Derby glory is with Bubbly Tojo, who impressed all and sundry with this fine win on Springbok night at Wimbledon, including his owners, the Champagne Club.
He's a great dog. We bought Droopy's Tojo as he was then. Droopy's Bertie, who's now Lenson Bertie. Droopy's Mourinho and Droopy's Armani. We bought them all from the Dunphys at a very early age, all unraced. And it's been a great litter, all very, very fast pups. Tojo's now had 5 races, which he's won 4. Unfortunately, in his last race, he went lame. But he seems to be coming along fine, and he'll be there at Wimbledon, taking his chances.
Since this interview, Bubbly Tojo has proved his well-being with 2 good sprint trials at Monmore and Sittingbourne, and he's Wimbledon bound again. And so too is this dog, Smoking Blues, who Johnson rates highly. He's been brought along steadily, but looks to have it all.
We bought him for the William Hill Puppy Classic last year. He had to be withdrawn from the second round or the third round, I can't remember which, because we got a sickness in the kennel. And then from then on he had lots of little niggles, nothing serious, but he went down with a cough, and then he had a cut on his pad, which he'd done in the kennel, blah, 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 blah. So we decided to leave him off for the winter, and we've brought him back and he's going very well.
Like Bubbly Tojo, the Champagne Club have snapped up shares in Andy's most recent intake, Irish Cesarewitch second Droopy's Armani, who's now known as Bubbly Jason.
I actually came up today to visit Bubbly Tojo. I haven't seen him since he ran at Coventry because I've been in the States, and as I was driving up I saw that Jason, the owner of Droopy's Armani, had advertised in the Racing Post for to sell a half share. The club had asked me to look out for a six-bend dog for later on this year, and I think this is the dog that could be a six-bend candidate after it's running the Derby this year.
He's a strong runner, fast starter. Some say he lacks a little bit of middle, but he comes on very strong, so you wouldn't want him on your tail off the last bend.
And what about the other members of that litter?
Droopy's Bertie, as I say, he's been sold now to Lenny Ponder. I believe he's been renamed as Lenson Bertie. He's had 2 or 3 races. I think he won his first race Sunday, just gone, at Sittingbourne. And I think you'll hear a lot about Bertie, because we've always thought him to be probably the fastest of the 4 which we purchased. But time will tell.
Clearly Andy and Helen Johnson have a strong Derby team to oversee, but which one should we be punting?
Now, if I promise you that none of the owners will be watching this, which one do you think will go furthest?
Smoking Blues.